Hello everyone, this is just a dad. Today I'm going to do a detailed review on this brand new Roomba 10 Max robot vacuum cleaner. I've heard it called the iRobot combo with self-cleaning base and different things. But I paid $1,400 for this. Now I bought this with my own money and I wasn't paid for this video. Now I have a very detailed unboxing and setup, and I go through all the different settings. And so if you get it just out of the box, you can look at that video on how to set it up. But if you haven't taken it out of the box yet, you may want to send it back. I do think there are better robots out there for this price point. That's the Roborock Q Revo Pro, and it's around $1,000, $900. It's a better robot. Okay, let's get on with the show. This might be a long video, and it's my opinion on this. I've used it now for a little over 3 weeks. I've built up quite a bit quite a bit of history. So I've had it, it's done 18 jobs, 27 hours, 76 dirt events. It got stuck one time. All right, let me first off start by saying the iRobot app, I consider it's just okay. There's better apps out there that you use to control your Roomba. Sometimes it's glitchy, sometimes it doesn't work always the best. The mapping that it does in the setup video, you're going to have to map your house, and it does an okay job. It doesn't use LiDAR. Why they didn't go with LiDAR, I have no idea, but LiDAR is the gold standard right now. I won't buy a robot for my house that I want to keep without LiDAR. It's just that good. This is small. This doesn't have that LiDAR on the top, but it has a camera, and there's a sensor. I'll show you in the video later. There's a sensor on top. And one of the viewers told me that's like when you move a mouse, there's kind of like a sensor pointing down at the ground that tracks the movement. Between the camera on the front and that sensor on the bottom, I think it's just okay. It's old technology in my opinion. There's been such advancement. This is August 2024. I consider, and this was just released, I consider this is like 2-year-old technology they're still using for navigation. And you can see, look at that bumper. I mean, that bumper has been going, it looks like it's been in a war. And here's one with LiDAR. You can see they don't activate that bumping. This thing relies so much on hitting something and then, going the other way. Now, this thing does not use much water. I did add a little bit of water, but this is the this is the dirty water tank. It just does not use much, and I have not emptied this. Let's just see exactly, it just doesn't clean. I mean, there's a little bit of residue down there. Again, this is the dirty water tank. Yeah, okay, so some of it did settle to the bottom. All right, so there is some dirt in there, a little bit. Okay, we got muddy paw prints. We got a bunch of dirt and debris on the carpet. Let's see how it does in the kitchen. All right, so I told it to go starting the job. I told it to clean the kitchen. And it does this sometimes. It just thinks. Here we go. Now, see, and it also, that's when it's drying the mop pad. I'll explain that later, but it moves the mop pad back so that the air can blow on the mop pad. That's how it normally is. It moves that mop pad to the bottom. So this is just like the J7 and the J9 that have that mop pad. Not much has changed there other than they do this dampening. And since I've got that carpet identified in the app as a no mop zone, it's going to vacuum that carpet first. So there is some intelligence built in. Again, I identified that as carpet, so it's not going to mop it. Now that's a dirt event. The light on the top, there is a sensor. Before the dirt goes into the dustbin, there's a sensor, and it can sense if that air is dirty. I'll show it to you. And that's what's happening. So when it senses that dirt going into the dustbin is dirty, it goes back and forth, and that's called a dirt event. That is nice, and that does work relatively well. And it does have good obstacle avoidance, like when it sees pet poop, it can take a picture of it and avoid it. So there are some things about this. There's another dirt detect event. That light turns like a blue. I do consider it one of the louder robots. I think I saw around 70 dB when it was vacuuming. Now it does this a lot. It just stops and thinks. It's kind of weird. But if you do have this, I will show you some tips and tricks to get the most out of it. And I can kind of explain what it's doing. So again, I put a no mop zone in the kitchen because there was carpet there. I probably need to adjust it a little bit. Now it's dampening the mop pad. It's going to vacuum a little area first. That's smart. So, you know, I am pretty rough on this thing, but it does have some intelligence built in. So it vacuumed that area. Now it lowered the mop pad and it's going to dampen it. It's going to go back and forth. Now this is actually pretty smart. I've not seen many robots. Now that would be great if it like mopped really good. There, dampening the pad. And apps nowadays show you the map and where the robot is on the map. That's why I consider the Roomba kind of old. Okay, so the mop pad has been dampened. It's going to vacuum and mop this area. There's another dirty vent. It's going back and forth. It's going way back. Another dirty vent. That is kind of nice, the dirty vent, but I don't know why it's not going up next to the cabinets. That goes back to mapping. Like, it's hard to explain, but LiDAR, it verifies the map every time the robot works. With Roomba, it doesn't necessarily verify the room. It's just relying on like a mouse pad to be in a certain area. Okay, so we have a dirty vent. I don't know if that was because of the crumbs, or it does have a camera on the front that can see dirt, it says. We'll see. Okay, that was actually pretty impressive. Yeah, that was actually pretty impressive. The dirty vent. Again, not sure. I think there was just because there was a bunch of crumbs back there. Now there's no crumbs here. I wonder if it can sense that dirt and do a dirty vent just from the mud. It says it can. No, well, maybe it did. Okay, I spoke too soon. I think the camera did sense that dirt. Okay, I was not expecting that. Yeah, this thing has potential, but you're going to see there's some really shortcomings. Okay, I think it sensed another dirty vent. It can really put the water down. I'm also noticing some tracks. So another dirty vent. That was actually pretty impressive. Another dirty vent from the dust. I put a bunch of dirt and material down over there. Okay, so now it's going to get next to it. I like the robots that do the perimeter first. Okay, so it's going to get that next to the wall. That's good. Yeah, again, this random times it. Yeah, see, what was that all about? I don't like when it randomly just lifts it up and like did it think there was carpet there or something? But it relies on that bumper just way too much in this day and age. And to me, that arm, those arms that move the mop pad up and down, that's just too much of a moving part. I would rather have spinning mop pads that just lift up and down. I think that's fewer spinning, I think that's fewer moving parts. Less chance of it getting stuck on something. Or I did have a J7 I had to send back because the arms stopped working. One of the arms wouldn't retract the mop pad. Now Roomba did warranty it. They sent me a box and I sent them this one. They repaired it and then they sent it back to me. And it does have an onboard water tank. So that's that sight glass you're seeing on the side. The base station can fill it up, and I'm using just straight water. You can use the Roomba solution. It comes in two forms. It comes at full strength and ready to use. The ready to use you just pour in at full strength, but the other stuff you got to dilute. And see, relying on that bumper gets it into trouble. I've seen it. Oh, and this thing has to have lights on. It can't navigate in the dark. It does have a light on the front, but that's for if it goes under a shelf or something. So you can't have this thing. I got a really dark basement, and it struggles navigating the basement when all the lights are off and in the middle of the night. And that's it, you know, it's because of the type of navigation. So there it's stowing the mop pad. It should be done with this room. Did an okay job. And these things do not like to be disturbed. Like, if I go down there and pause it, and see, and why does it do that? I don't know. It does that a lot. Like, it just stores it and then it puts it out again. I don't know. And it'll just randomly do that all the time. They don't like to be picked up. I mean, when you pick those things up, they can really struggle with finding their location because of that sensor on the bottom. LiDAR ones, you can pick them up and they spin for about 3 seconds, and then they know right where they're at. See, I would love to pause that and take a look at the mop pad. Now here's the base station. This is what's going to clean it. Again, I go through all of this. There's a roller here. It puts water down here. The charging points, when the wheels contact that, that's where it charges it now. It fills it up back there. It auto empties out the bottom here. This is super loud too. Yeah, it'll just go in a place and stop for a while. Like it's not even really vacuuming right now. It's just moving. It always says it's connecting. Okay, so it's traveling. Why is it traveling? This is one big room. Again, here's the base station. There's that roller. Now, and it moves the robot back and forth to clean the mop pad. Which, yeah, it's just awkward that it does that. See, I want to touch it, but it'll get so confused and it'll take an hour to recover. I like to get these videos done. Like if I lift that up now, it'll just be like all out of whack. Where I can lift those Robo-Rocks with LiDAR and they just find themselves so quick. Now, not that let's just pause it. Ooh, you know. So there's the mop pad. Then once in a while you will have to replace this. It's not very thick. I find that these need, not replaced, but thrown in your laundry more often than like the spinning mop pads. Now this is going to clean it. It doesn't use hot water. It doesn't use hot air to dry it. It just blows air on it. And that's why it moves it back a little bit to help make room for it. I don't like that it puts a bunch of water on top of the robot, because when the mop pad moves down, it sprays water in these 3 little holes to help mopping with the onboard water tank. But I've noticed I get quite a bit of water up here. Look at that. I mean, that's 3 weeks old. And it's had some major interactions with furniture. Now this is going to get loud and complicated. Just way too much for what's going on. That's the auto empty. It makes a weird sound at the end. That is not, I mean, it goes, it just makes a weird sound at the end. Okay, so now here it's going to move its mop pad to the bottom so it can wash it. Now it's going to put clean water, or if you have the solution in here, it's going to put it down there and it's going to spin that roller and move the robot back and forth. Yeah, this just seems odd. Now this is kind of a typical sound. It's got a suction pump sucking the water up into the dirty water tank. This takes about 2 minutes. All right, now there it goes again, moving back and forth. I mean, it did an okay. It actually did a pretty good job with the mud, but it just really struggles with boundaries, you know. These are just lights. There's no controlling it from the dock. And again, it just does not use much water at all, which can be a good thing, I guess. I mean, it does seem like the Roborocks and the Dreams, I'm constantly emptying and filling the water tanks, but I kind of like that. All right, it's going to bring the mop pad to the top. Now, this is called cleaning the base station. That little area with the roller, it's going to put water there and clean it. And I'm already pad washing. The sluice is getting flushed with clean water as part of the self-cleaning. So they must call it like a sluice. These aren't the most accurate either. Now the battery charge is, but the water levels, they're just not. It's a float. So they don't really, it's either just empty or full. They don't really tell you levels, even though they kind of make it seem like it does. The history is really important. You're going to want to review the cleaning, but it takes a while to save the map. You can't use it right away. And all right, now what? Now that it's extending that pad drying. Now this is the worst part. That's way too loud. That's a mechanical sound. That's I may have a bad unit. I mean, and it's saving this, but this is, it's not hot air. It's simply just blowing air really loudly onto that mop pad. I can't really feel it. That's too loud in my opinion. And these things, whenever it says saving the smart map, it can take up to 5 minutes sometime. They're just unusable. You can't do anything, and your internet can be slow, and it's got to upload pictures that it took. Because then we'll review our history. Now it does have lots of settings. You can put it on a schedule, and again, in the setup video, I go through all of that. This is more of a demonstration and review and how it cleans. The dock is actively drying. Yeah, it is very active. It's actively doing it. I'm gonna stop. Way too loud. There's the history. Here is the map. I mean, it's just okay. Like, I guess I did have a no-go zone there, but no, that's a no mop zone and that's a no-go zone, but it should have gone down here a little bit farther. All right, we had 15 dirty vents. No obstacles, I guess, because they would be pictures right here and you would review it. Now, Roomba does do a nice thing. When you see that picture, you can say add a no-go zone, and that's what all these little ones are. So it's cleaned my house for 3 weeks. It struggles over in this area. Every time it takes a picture, I click add a no-go zone, and it adds a little bitty one. So that is nice. So there are some nice things about this. I am just spoiled by these other robots, and this is way too expensive of a price point. And this is something I don't understand. I know they all have little quirks. Product health will be available shortly. I've never been able to see the product health. But I got a notification up here saying nothing. Okay, so let's dive into, let's see the dirty water tank. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Let's grab the robot. Let's grab the dust bag. A lot of wetness. There's the sluice. Yeah, it is pretty dirty. This is a roller. I mean, it is made to come apart. They made it sound like there was another container to take out, but you got to wash this by hand. All right, let's take this up here. All right, let's take a look at the dust bag. I thought it would be fuller, to be honest with you. I mean, it's got some stuff in it. I thought it would have more stuff in it, actually. All right, let's take a look. How did it clean the mop pad? Yeah, it's really wet. Ooh, man, I know that's not acceptable. That's not good. No, too wet, still way too dirty. Okay, let's take a look at this. See if the dustbin, oh my goodness. That's not good. That's unacceptable. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff around the opening. That's not good. This filter. Oh, look at that. That's not going to make it to its time limit. And these, you can't wash these. These, and it's got some, I think it's got some wetness in it. You have to replace these. I like when they're reusable. Like, why can't I rinse that off, let it dry, and reuse it? They've got this new feature now that you can't put the dustbin in without a filter. There's the water tank. Again, that was too much. It left over from an auto empty. And it's got this filter up here. Here's that sensor, like a mouse pad. Some of you were told me. I wish I could remember his name. But that's old technology. Maybe it's for the carpet sensing also. Maybe that one is. I don't know. Fall off sensors, side brush. There's your brush rollers. It's got the standard. They've had these for a long time. These actually work decent. But you can tell it does suck up a lot of water. Like, that's all damp. So it makes the water stick to it more. Now, I'm not saying robots you don't have to ever do any maintenance on them at all. But this, in my opinion, is too much maintenance for. And they even took away the color coding. Like, there used to be a light green and a dark green. Now it's this mark. Like, they didn't need to change that. Like, you got to find the square. Like, it used to be color coded. They just made it different. Go in there. Am I doing the wrong end? I was getting frustrated. All right, now go in. Go in there. There. Here's where it sprays that water out. You know, when it's spraying that water out and it does a dirty vent, it's going to suck the water up because it's going to go back and forth over that water that it just put down. All right, let's see if we can. Yeah, it just loses its brain when you lift it up. See, they just don't like to be lifted up. Yeah, it doesn't even know what's on the dock. I hate. There needs to be an undock button. I wish every robot had that. Even Roborots don't have that. I think Dream does. I gotta self-dock it. It's fine. Oh, I don't have a dust bag. And these micro switches, so you may push this in like that, thinking it's good, but you'll still have the red light. It's got to be like all the way in. Same with everything. All those lights have to be off except for charging. Now I wish I could initiate. Oh, I can. So there's a rinse pad system. Yeah, see it. Does it remove the robot? No, it just keeps the robot in there. All right, I can see product health. Pad wash system. Yeah, it looked dirty. I had 16 hour. No, that high efficiency. Roombas never make it. They never make it to their full. That needed replaced probably after about 12 hours. Washing pad, no. I think it needs, well, at least thrown in the laundry. This is the scrub the contacts, take the sluice, wipe it, clean it, reinstall it. Yeah, that's nothing too fancy. Yeah, I'll reset it. I just can't get excited about this robot. I almost didn't even do it just because I don't approve of it. I don't like it. But if you do have one, I mean, let's say you end up buying one for maybe $800. Okay, would I spend $800 maybe on this? No, I actually wouldn't. What is a good price point? I mean, you can get a Eufy X10 Pro Omni on sale for $650. So $500? I mean, how can they charge $1,400 for this? I don't know. I've seen the auto empty system not work on several Roombas. That is, see, they're carrying forward too much technology. It's got the same auto empty system. It's got the same way it moves the mop pad. It's got the same navigation. They need, again, they're not going to listen to me. In my opinion, I've reviewed hundreds of robots. They need LiDAR first most, and refresh the app. Show us the map. Make it work. I'm so sick and tired of it pausing, waiting. Like Roomba has some, or Roborock has some problems with their app a little bit too, but when it's working, it works. But Roomba is just a whole nother story. So they're just carrying too much technology from older robots. You know, this is not anything new other than washing the mop pad, and it didn't really wash the mop pad. It leaves it way too wet. And it has a really loud fan that blows air on it. And they don't tell you how long. You can't adjust how long it blows the air on it. It just blows air on it. And this is above our bedroom. Our bedroom's right above this, and it was too loud. I had to come downstairs and shut it off. I thought I could. And again, no navigation at night. When you have LiDAR doesn't need light. I mean, for obstacle avoidance, you need light, but for the sensors on the front. But the main navigation for navigating and cleaning your house, when it's got that little round thing. So when you that little round thing on top, LiDAR. I don't know why it works. Why aren't we using LiDAR? It works at night and dark. This does not work at dark. You can't. I'm not even going to give it a score. I gotta move on past this because there's way too many new robots coming out that are going to be successful, that are going to be, but this is the name brand. This is Roomba. This is who started it. When we say robot vacuum cleaner, we mean a Roomba. And they are not the top of the game anymore. There's Dream and Roborock are just changing things for the better way too fast. Man, was I super excited. I mean, just if you really like Roomba, just get the older one. Get the one where you change the mop pad every 2 or 3 days. The J9 Plus. It actually looks better and works better than this one. Because this one you've got high expectations for it. Is it going to wash the mop pad? Is it going to? But it struggles with auto empty, so I do apologize for the tone of this video. I've been super down. I want to love it. Like, Roomba, where are you? Like, you have such a following. This is a big misstep. You have the name. You have everything going for you. Why is this not a good vacuum cleaner? Okay, so I got to move on. I was really rooting for it. Again, it's not recommended. I'm not going to put a link to it underneath the show description notes. I don't recommend it. There's not really a good price point for it. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a headache, I think. There's just better ones that work out there better. Now, they do have good customer service. You know, see how I root for them? They got an infrastructure in place. They've got parts are available. They have a good service department. There's an infrastructure in place from doing robots for so long that, man, this would be such a a good robot would fit so well into that infrastructure that they have. But they just need to, the app, LiDAR, and actually just reinvent the thing. Now, with that said, there's a $1,300. That's the Mach 1, or that's the Eufy S1 Pro. That's an amazing robot that does a really, really good job. It's kind of loud when it's vacuuming, but. And we have the Roborock. That's the Pro. That was the Q-Revo Pro. We've got the X40. There's a $1,500 robot that's amazing. That's the Dream X40. There's a $650 robot, the Eufy X10 Pro Omni. It's the best budget one right now. Well, things are changing so fastly that it held the spot, I think, for maybe 7 months. But there's stiff competition coming with Roborock and Dream. That Max V Ultra, that's already obsolete, because they got a Q-Revo Master that's better, and that's not even 5 months old. So things are changing so quickly. X30 already obsolete, but does a good job. The X40 is better. Man, they run a big sale on this Dream L20. It was down to like $700. That's a pretty good robot for that price, but it's got a big base station. As you can see, I do a lot of Roombas. J9, it's just strictly a vacuum. There's the J7. These do okay. How did their bumpers look? The J9 actually doesn't look as bad. Boy, look at that. That J7. Yeah, she's had some fun. Here's a Roborock that's been doing my basement for a while. It's got some scuffs, but it's about half the price of some of these Roombas. And see how pretty this one looks? That's the old version. This is the J9 Plus. It auto refills. See? It cleaned my upstairs for... See, it's got even a little bit better navigation, I think. Maybe it's just so worn. But you just have to replace that mop pad. That's the cleaning. There is no cleaning. See, this auto empty is a little bit better. Filter. Same mechanism. Amazon must be here. Fiona's going nuts. But look how attractive that is. That's a piece of wood. That's impressive. And this is the one they released this year also. This is the Essentials. It's awful. No LiDAR, $250, between $250 and $200. It's got that same navigation sensor. No, it doesn't. This thing is just awful. Eufy, that's the L50. It's got LiDAR. That's a $150 robot with LiDAR. It's amazing. We got like 150. This is the Tycom. Things are happening so quickly. These are old, but they're okay. $675, $692. At least with these, you can put virtual walls. More Roborock. Shark uses LiDAR. J5. Narwhal LiDAR. There's the Eureka LiDAR. D-Bot LiDAR. Are you noticing something? LiDAR. And those at the bottom are the eyes. We have an i5 right there and an i3. Stay away. Nothing, but they have even worse mapping technology than these. At least these, they actually map a little bit. This is the J7 that has the mop. These actually map a little bit better, but those eye vacuums are awful. At least you compare them with a virtual wall. Nothing but problems. So it's been a season of new products. It's August. And this is typically when manufacturers release new products. So we got a new Carpet Expert. That's just a different color. Shark Power Detect vacuum cleaner. That's brand new. The Steam Scrub. That's brand new from Shark. I buy these with my own money. None of these were sent to me. These are going to be honest reviews. This is brand new. This is a Stain Striker Carpet Expert. Hair Pro Pet. It's a pretty fancy color. Got a brand new Bissell Crosswave, the OmniForce Edge. Oh yeah, we got another Dream. That's gonna be a nice. That's the Dream L10S Pro. Got a Eureka stick vac with self-empty base. Oh, they released another Mess Master in a different color, so I had to buy it. But I'm sure it's gonna be identical to the other 4 colors they already have. Over here we've got some Shark. These are actually pretty good. This white one, that's on sale usually for around 300 bucks. Excellent robot for that price point. Oh, vacuums only. The Power Detect's okay. It's just a little more expensive, but not that much more advanced. The Eufy L60 with self-empty base, that's under $300. That's an amazing. And are you noticing something? LiDAR. All 3. So again, if you could, please hit the like and subscribe button. Now, if you do see links underneath my videos, I'm part of the affiliate program with Amazon, Ninja, Shark, and Walmart. So if you see a link to one of those places, it'll take you to their website where you can purchase a product. The product won't cost you anymore, but I will get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to do these honest reviews. Again, this was there's no way they paid me for this video. They're probably gonna tell me to take it down. Oh yeah, this is a brand new Ninja espresso machine. Love it. Amazing. Ninja slushy maker. Oh yeah, and I sell my own coffee in the whole bean, already ground in K-cup form. Justadad at justadadcoffee.com. So again, if you could hit the like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.